So, Amanda, why did she leave? Any idea why she left? I mean, it's been years back. You are almost 60. She was 13 when she left. She made you aware of so many things. And it's as if a whole system where you were now aware of your motherly side came up. And though it was with a lot of anger and pain. But did you understand at that time why she left? Did you understand ever why she left?
Yeah, yes, I did. And it was interesting being exposed more to my dad because and I was in puberty, so I was a developing young woman. And so I understood very quickly why she left because there were she was it was like she was a beautiful bird in a cage in a way. So we had all the trimmings and trappings. We had a lovely house. My parents had everything, cars, holidays, all this kind of thing. And it felt to me as if she was a bird who was trapped in a cage. So it all looked wonderful. But I saw, we heard, both my sister and I heard arguments and things like this. And my mum was very clever, and my dad wouldn't let her even get a job in the library at the school and stuff like this. So it was like he I think he understood that he had a beautiful woman and he wanted to control her. So I observed that even as a little girl, and the man that she left to be with, Jack, amazing man, amazing man, 20 years older than her, but an incredible artist and philosopher, and an engaging and interesting. So even as a little girl, I thought, this is interesting, because I think for her, I mean, I remember Jack as a little person, as a young woman, as being interesting. And in some ways, I felt more of a connection with him than I did with my dad, because my dad was very strict, and it's not his fault because he was brought up. And my mum's poem says we're an amalgam of all who've touched us, who've touched them ad infinitum. So it's nobody's fault. It was just I thought I understand. And when we walked through the orchard, which is in the book, and I just remember that so clearly. And I remember my dad's reaction, because I don't know what happened on that day. But I spoke to my stepsister just on Friday, and she said, Amanda, I remember you coming back after that, and you walked up the drive with your dad, and you said to me, my mum's going to die. My mum, and I knew it. I told my dad in the car, and he was going so aggressive. You don't know what you're talking about. And it was just, he was a very angry, controlling man. And we all make choices in life. So my mum could have chosen to stay. She'd been ill a couple of times already. And I have a strong belief about where illness comes from. And she chose to leave. So I'm not sure whether that answers the question, but I hope it does.
Yes, it does. It does. Absolutely.